UPBLers! UPBLers! You mighty more than UPBLers! Hi, how's it going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week! Week 4 in the book! The song coming! You mighty Morphin Power Rangers! All right, everybody, incredible. What a fucking week. Another one in the books. Guys, how y'all doing? How is fantasy treating you? Let us know in the comments. We love to read them. We got a special guest here for you, queued up. Can't wait to bring him in. We're going to be talking some fantasy with you. It's been exciting to get some special guests on the show. Hopefully you enjoyed last week's romp with Bruce through the park, where we had a lot of fun with the Bears and strangled some trades. This week we're going to be doing a little bit of analysis of the week on the with our special guest. He'll be here in a minute or two. But guys, man, oh man, what a freaking week. Did you guys see this? Did you guys see these injuries? What are we dealing with here? I mean, who is down? So you lose T. Higgins, gone for ribs. Who else? Big, I mean, there's been big injury. I'm looking for, I have it saved here. I'm trying to find it. Just give me 1 second. I'm working on it, boys and girls. I'm doing it live. That's the, there it is. There it is. All right, so, oh my gosh, we got so much in the chat. So much chatter in the chat. There it is. T. Higgins, rib fracture out, potentially 2 to 4 weeks. Justin Herbert left in the middle of the game, but he came back. Might need surgery on that left middle finger. Kenny Pickett hurt his left knee. Could be a multi-week injury for the Pittsburgh quarterback. Freiermuth having a hamstring injury. Javonte Williams, running back for Denver, hurt his hip in the game against the Bears. Has a past history of an ACL injury and speculative groin injury. Juwan Johnson falls down to a calf injury. It looks like he's re-injured it. Devontae Adams may have injured his right AC joint. Mike Evans had a hamstring issue. Matt Stafford's right hip popping up again. What is going to happen out there with Matty Stafford? Donald Parham's wrist over down in Miami. And Alec Pierce with a bit of a concussion and a headache. Guys, week 4 in the books. Can you believe it? A lot of transactions went down over the last week, and we got to see some of them pay off. Let's go right into the trades right now, just to take a quick peek. So, oh no, that's the offers report. See, the problem is we're doing it live. Transaction counter. We are looking for trades. There it is, full recent activity. We're switching over to trades. And there we go. Jared Goff traded for Justin Fields. Jared Goff puts up 11 points week 4 against Green Bay. He's got Carolina up on the docket. How will it fare for Jared Goff? Of course, he finished as a top 10 fantasy QB last year and is hoping to do the same this year. Austin's certainly banking on it, but meanwhile, Bruce paying off dividends, grabbing Justin Fields at just the right time. 14, 10, 27, puts up just about a 30 bomb, and he's also got a bit of a weaker schedule coming up in Washington, Minnesota, Las Vegas, and the Chargers, not a defense you could pass on for sure. So interesting things for the Bears. Will they fire Getsy? Sooner than later, they ought to. They ought to fire the whole coaching staff. I mean, how did they not kick for a field goal? How did they not put it in the How come the coach was such a wimp that he couldn't put it in his own defense's hands to stop and to win the game? Why couldn't he kick the 35-year-old chip shot, 35-yard chip shot to win the game, put the pressure on Denver, up 3 points, depend on your defense, depend on Russell Wilson having to go 75, 80 yards in 2 minutes, and you, the head coach, you, the DC, able to actually stop him and put pressure on him at the play and win the game. Instead, he wants to put pressure on his OC, Getsy. This guy, Flus, got to get him out of town. I'm done with him. Let's take a look at the other trades. TJ Hawkinson traded pulls up 3.4 points. Not looking too good there for Swaggy, or for Walkers. So Lockett with a quiet game, 7 points. But, you know, he's one of those boom bust guys. Still a solid game for a wide receiver 3. But he's a wide receiver 2, right? Christian Kirk having a great game. Look at Christian Kirk. Look at him being the secret star of the deal. 16, 13, 12. Mr. Consistency. Look at those targets just flying out of the slot and getting some targets from Trevor Lawrence. Zach Moss, the other man in the trade, might be losing some value. Christian Kirk might be the jewel of the trade there for Tommy, because it sounds like Jonathan Taylor might be returning. We move back into the next trade. Najee Harris goes this way. We're just looking at week 1 analysis. Brings out 10 points. Oh, he's figuring it out. Oh, of course, he's slow as molasses, but man, he is big. Kenneth Gainwell, 5 points in reserve behind Swifty. He's really more of a Swifty insurance ticket right now. But CJ Stroud, man of the match. Look at him, put him another 21-point day, 20 points, 21. Look at this rookie QB. What is this guy doing? This guy's a stud. Is this the new Justin Herbert? Is CJ Stroud the new Justin Herbert? I'm wondering. And that's our trade look back. Guys, wow. Incredible work. We'll move into the first bit of the action of the week. I think I hear my guest in the background.
Yeah, we're still looking for headphones. I live in a house full of audio engineers, and I can't find a single pair of headphones that plug into a laptop.
That's a hilarious place to be. But
yeah,
I'm hearing you clear, and I'm not hearing myself. So I mean,
okay.
As long as you're able to spare it. So, why don't you weigh in on the trades that we saw last week real quick before we move on to the next segment here?
Let's see. I think Jeff's getting cute with it. I'm worried about his management.
You're always worried about Jeff's management.
Well, listen, I've written a report about it. Obviously watching it like a hawk. I'm just trying to keep the league fair.
Absolutely,
we'll see.
And I appreciate that as commissioner.
Yeah. I'm seeking, justice.
Mm-hmm.
What were the other trades?
The other trades. So the first one to kick things off was Jared Goff for Justin Fields.
Oh, that's an interesting one. You know what? I think Bruce is one of the more underrated teams. Like, underrated just because of his record. But I really like Bruce's team.
Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, Pacheco, Swift, Olave, Higgins, Kelly. I mean,
Kelly I don't like, but
Kelly I don't think he should be playing.
Nico Collins is overperforming.
How do you see him versus Tank Dell the rest of the season?
Yeah, I'm especially because Bruce just hit 15 bets in a row. I'm scared of Bruce.
I know Bruce is on fire in that. It's crazy. But yet he's still
I
only
think
1 and 2 in the league.
Yeah, if you can beat Vegas 15 times in a row, I think you can put a fantasy football roster together. So.
You should be, but he's going to be 1 and 3 by the end of this week.
That's insane. What's his points for?
Well, let's take a look at that scoreboard.
He's probably got
points for at the moment, not counting yet today's work. Bruce is at 344.
Oh, he's firmly in the middle.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's take a look at this. There's one more trade we were going to look at, which was Zeke's trade with Jeffrey, Najee for CJ Stroud, Kenneth Gainwell. Do you think Jeffrey may get Najee for CJ Stroud and Kenneth Gainwell?
Yeah. I mean, listen, you know what? Richardson looks great. I think Jeff should have dropped Patrick Mahomes and just taken Stroud and Richardson.
Obviously. Moving to Swag Beef, Tyler Lockett, TJ Hawkinson going one way to Power Walkers. That's Jeffrey. And meanwhile, Tommy picks up Zach Moss and Christian Kirk. I hear myself echoing, so just heads up on that.
Okay.
Lockett and Hawkinson going for Moss and Kirk. Sorry to recap.
No. Yeah, that one might. We'll see. Is Jonathan Taylor going to start this year?
That's the question. And it sounds like he's queuing up to coming back next week. So Zach Moss might be taking a back seat.
That's true. It could just be a lateral trade too. Where what did Hawkinson put up 3 points this week?
Hawkinson put up 3 points. Tyler Lockett put up 7 points. So 10 points together.
Right. It could be like when I traded Tyson Williams to Jeff last year for Julio Jones.
Oh my gosh.
You know, it just doesn't. It's just not relevant.
They were both, yeah. Irrelevant. I think the sneaky player of the
Yeah,
deal
Moss
is
put
actually
up
Christian
9.
Kirk.
Kirk put up 12. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't see a clear winner yet. I guess the Jonathan Taylor situation will kind of decide that.
Very nice. All right, let's move into this week's action. I trounced Tommy. I got the high score of the week, 149 to 112.
Congratulations.
I was loving it. My thought process was, Gabe, how do I get Gabe Davis into my lineup? But it's real hard at the moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at who you got. Did you scoop Gabe Davis off waivers, right?
Yep, Tommy dropped them. Tommy dropped Gabe Davis and David Achane.
Tommy's quick on the trigger, dropping people this year. I think the Devin A chain might be a legendarily tough drop.
Huge pickup for Elliott. He's now got a running back.
I'm bummed because I missed him by like $2. Elliott outbid me by a buck or two.
Huge pickup for Elliott. He really needed him.
Yeah, Elliott still needs another running back, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping Tajay Spears might pop up for him. I hear Chuba Hubbard was running over for
who the fuck
Miles
is
Sanders.
Tajay Spears?
Tajay Spears is the backup and actually the somewhat of a starter over. I hear myself at the moment. Over the Tennessee running back, Derrick Henry.
Wow. Oh, I didn't know that.
So Derrick Henry's had a slow start to the season. Last game was his best game, but Tajay Spears has been getting about 50% of snaps.
Got you. I see. That's funny. His projected is 7.3, and his score was 7.3.
It was right
That's
on
amazing.
the money.
Right on the money. Wow, Debo. I saw this. Debo Samuel with a 0.6 is crazy.
So what happened there was he had multiple injuries throughout the week and was not slated to play until, and he was going to be a game time decision. Obviously, they should have game time decided him out.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They kept him on as some sort of decoy. But it's Brandon Ayuk is currently 6th in the league in yards.
I saw that. Ayuk's doing amazing with all the mouths in SF too.
Yes, that's quite amazing. We'll get into more of that. But so let's take down these matchups real quick. So Tommy, where do you think he might have messed up here? Buccaneers or Jaguars? Buccaneers.
I mean,
put up 7 less points.
That's funny.
Than
That's
Jaguars.
a funny way to start a line of questioning. How did Tommy mess up?
I don't think there's a way he beats me this week, by the way, even if he plays the perfect lineup.
Who is it? Bucks versus New Orleans. I mean, I would have probably started the Bucks over the Jags. It's hard to say. I think all of these starters I agree with, except maybe not Ramondre Stevenson. I would have put someone else in just because I would have thought that Zeke was going to pop off, even though he didn't either. So just no one did shit.
No one
in New England this week.
Dude, New England, they're talking about firing Bill Belichick. I was like, no fucking way. Bring him over to the Bears. Fire Flus right now.
Yes, seriously. But I mean, Tommy, isn't Herbert the QB1 right now?
QB, let's double click that. He is QB1.
Yeah, I mean, Gino had a weird game tonight.
Injured for most of it, but finished the game.
Injured. Keenan Allen has been a monster. Like, I think Tommy has a good team. I mean, he put up 112. That would have won a lot of games this week.
Yes.
You just had a monster game.
That's an interesting wrinkle. It's that we would have won against the week this week. So one wrinkle that we do in our league is we do this points for wild card. Some leagues don't do the points for wild card. They instead do leagues against win average. I hear myself, by the way.
Okay.
And so in leagues against win average, Tommy would get an additional. He might lose against me, but he would get a win against the league. So he would get like a loss and a win, and then there's 2 games a week basically that way, and it's all counted at the end of the year.
Oh, interesting.
I don't like that because I like the way we have it. I like the points for angle because I don't like the schedule aspect, and I think Uncle Jay brought that up, that you could just run into the best guy every week and you could just have the second best guys and you're screwed.
Yeah, and I mean, what I like about the points for too is it makes you think about what you're leaving on the bench. You know, you really want to make sure, even if you don't win, you try to make the best decisions you can to put points up.
I think that's another wrinkle. Like that fact that even in a loss, at least there is some solace there. Hey, you stacked a lot of points. You know, at least you made some way in the wild card race. If you didn't make some way in the exact playoff race.
I mean, Tommy puts up 112. That's not a loss.
No.
I mean, he loses, but I'd still say he gains some standing. That's good.
Now we're moving on to a much quieter game. It's Union Pure Machines, he's been a little sad about his team. He actually thought he was going to lose going into the end of this, and lo and behold, it turned out to be true. What's going on with the Machines?
I mean, the Machines are like the Bengals this year. Like, I don't understand why they're not doing so well, but they're not. I mean, Jamar Chase used to be, I know Jack loves Jamar, and Jamar was getting him 20 to 30 a week back in the day. He's not. But again, like, why does Waddle have 6 points? Why does Tony Pollard have 7? Duke Poopshoot, obviously 14. That's his ceiling. That's as many points he can score. He sucks.
That might be his problem. The fact that Duke Poopshoot is his QB1.
That's actually true. I mean, for a believer in Horcruxes, I would drop Duke Poopshoot, put Kenyon Drake in there, and then you might actually have a team. But yeah, Jack's team is, he needs another QB.
He does, desperately.
I don't know why this team is scoring 89 points. Unless, I mean, I was going to ask you, do you think the Bengals are having this, like, I think the Bengals are always a slow starting team, but it is week 4.
I've been hearing this. They are a slow starting team, but you usually see signs, you usually see indicators of.
I'm almost like, let them lose again in week 5 and then hit the Bengals Super Bowl future because they come back, or they might actually be just a fucking bad team this year. I don't know.
They might be shutting Joey B down if this injury doesn't start getting any better.
Yeah,
Supposedly
which might be smart.
Supposedly it's getting better, but it's not like turf toe. Turf toe, when you get that in the beginning of the season, it just gets worse. But
yeah,
but if it's not that, he should be okay, hopefully. But still, it's been 4 weeks. And you know what we saw in the fourth week? We saw Justin Fields figure it out. And you know who else has been okay? Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson has been weirdly. I mean, the Broncos are a dumpster fire, but Wilson is a viable fantasy quarterback.
Absolutely. We'll talk about him in a second.
I wish he was last year.
I know. Now let's move over to with Jack's side. He's got the 49ers defense and Justin Tucker. I think those are 2 quality plays. You keep those in there. But his bench, I mean, Boyd, Woods, McKinnon, Rashee Rice is the only thing I see of potential down here.
Yeah, and this is, Cook and Boyd last year would have been steals. But
this year,
now washed.
I don't know.
Jack's got to do it.
He's too bought into the Cincinnati offense right now.
That's true, and I think Jack doesn't Jack have a Bengals jersey? He wears a Jamar Chase jersey.
Yes, he loves Jamar Chase. That's it.
He does the gritty wearing a Jamar Chase jersey, and right 4 weeks in, that's a losing formula.
It's not looking good. He's going to need to change something. Teddy's with his 2nd win of the season. He's only got 2. He has not been playing 2 QBs. And once again,
which I saw that. It's like, I mean, just take the 15 points you're going to get from a QB.
What are you doing?
I know. It's really funny. He started Aaron Jones for 1.9 points.
Oh, my God.
No, I know. I saw it. It's like, Teddy's stubborn. Teddy hates 2 QB. He plays this like a standard league.
He tries. He tries so hard. He's like, and then closer to crunch time, he's like, all right, I got to go for the dubs. But you should be going for dubs now. You got to make the playoffs. And,
you know what's funny? Teddy has a very Teddy lineup still. Like, I think he goes for big names. He's going to start Kittle. He's going to start Jones. He's going to start, Devontae Smith, obviously, Godwin, Derrick Henry. Actually, I looked at draft histories. Teddy always gets Derrick Henry. He always gets Aaron Jones, too. He has his guys. And historically, that's worked. But this year seems like a year where being cute is okay. Puka Nacua is fucking wide receiver 6. All these randos,
Kyron
Brock
Williams.
Purdy's having a good year. Weird. Yeah, Kyron Williams. It's
been Jack's big pickup. Jack's team, where would Jack's team be without Kyron Williams anchoring it with 26 points?
Oh, they'd be in a pile of fermenting Cincinnati chili.
Speaking of Jack's team, I've moseyed over to the waiver wire. I see Sam Howell. I see Zach Wilson. I see Ryan Tannehill. I see Bryce Young. I see Drew
I don't
Lock.
like. I mean, maybe I like Howell out of that.
Yeah,
I mean,
Howell's
all
the
those people
only
are-
name out of that that's actually playable.
Yeah, I mean, they're better than Pickett,
Yes.
but that's not going to save them.
I think you got to spend some dough on Sam Howell this week and make him your QB too.
I think he
and
spent $5 on. I don't think anyone's getting. He spent $5 on
there's
Howell. I don't think
people
anyone
who need
cares about him.
QB though. I think there's other people who need QB. We'll see. We'll check. I think we'll get to them later. Russell
Yeah.
Wilson. We'll come back to him. 22 points against the Bears. I mean, the game scripts are going to work out that they're just going to be bad and they're going to be throwing it.
Yeah, good to have Cortland Sutton. Like, good to have that receiver crew. Who's Russ on? Russ is on Zeke's team, right?
Correct. We're on Physique's team who pulled off the win against Jamaican Shamans this week.
Yeah.
Ooh, turn me down just a little bit in your mic.
Yeah, Matt. Like when I look at Zeke's team, it's ugly. The top is ugly. Russ and Madison. But I do like, Kelsey Hill. His team's all right.
How
I think
thin is he
they've
at
got
running back? I mean, Madison, Gainwell, Kamara.
Yeah, I mean, if Stroud keeps this up, he's in good shape.
Mike Evans just got hurt.
Kelsey's underperforming, and so I mean, Zeke's team's all right.
Zeke
He's gotten
is in
lucky.
trouble. Zeke's in trouble if he gets injured, and he just lost Mike Evans for a little bit.
Yeah. Zeke's team strikes me as one of those ones where every week one of his bigger guys is going to put up 25, 30.
Tyreek,
and that'll
Travis.
float that some of these other guys aren't putting up points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a big 1-2 there with Travis and Tyreek. I totally agree about that. But
Yeah. But I wonder how often Zeke can boom into the 130s. He strikes me as he's just been getting 100-point games and no one's scoring points against him yet. I have to see him put in a little more power. And I know he keeps talking about Kyler Murray and Jeff Wilson coming back. First off, Kyler Murray fucking sucks. Does he come back? Jeff Wilson is 100 years old. The Dolphins already have a good backfield. So I don't know how much his IR is going to save him.
Zeke did put up a $130 in week 1. That was his high score.
Okay, yeah.
But he didn't get high score. Uncle Jay got high score that week.
Yeah, Jay always puts up points.
We got 4 different high scorers of the week so far. Me, Tommy, Jeffrey, and Uncle Jay. Usually a good indicator of making the playoffs as well.
Yeah.
But it's pretty awesome that we got 4 different winners 4 weeks in. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes, but actually it happens more often than not, though.
Well, I mean, the question is this the first year Teddy isn't in the top scorers in the first 4 weeks?
Yeah, I think that is something that usually happens. I think that is a trend that we did see break this year.
Yeah, which again goes, I think this might be a weird, I don't know, it's hard to say, it's only been 4 weeks, but it might be a weird, cute year in fantasy.
Interesting.
Where the waiver guy is the snapper.
Well, I mean, speaking of getting cute, I mean, look at look further than last year's champions, who are going to be going 0-4. But where did they get cute? I think they got cute on quarterbacks.
I think Shaman's got in their own. Because didn't Ryan say that it's really hard to win 2 years in a row, so he has a fuck it strategy?
Yeah. Well,
but I mean, getting Joe Burrow makes sense.
But you can't doubt Joe Burrow. But where's the questions are? I guess Daniel Jones, Miles Sanders, Javonte. Where's his running back 1?
Yeah, I don't love.
Once he gets JT back, actually, that's going to help his team out.
If he gets JT back.
And Cooper Kupp. You know what? Those 2 picks. He's lost 4 games in the early season, but he's going to need to go on a tear. And he might with Cooper Kupp and Jonathan Taylor in his lineup.
Yeah. And he's another guy, so he's probably going to drop Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
week.
that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Daniel Jones. Maybe he's going in for Howell too. He might be in for those.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, the Howell. I guess the fucking the Howell poverty stocks are going up.
It's about $10 right now. It's probably $20 going. But if you want your guy, who else is out there? Look, Zach Wilson, right? Tannehill, Aiden O'Connell.
No, there's no. They got to start Hoyer, don't they?
No, they didn't. They started O'Connell.
I know, but I'm saying next week. Well, Jimmy's coming back.
Jimmy's got to be coming back. Jimmy was supposed to be coming back.
Actually, Jimmy's on the. I would pick up Jimmy.
Oh, pick up Jimmy. Jimmy. Oh, yeah, good call. Good shout.
Jimmy will get you 15 points. It's not going to be pretty, but he's like, you can rely on him.
Jimmy or Howell, there you go. You got two QBs for your waiver wire there, boys and girls. Moving on to the Sharp Fingers and Danky Punch. Sharp Fingers reeling on the edge of that trade. Falls into their first loss here. They've been on a tear.
For how much chirping the Finger was doing, he did some terrible management this week. I mean, if you count the Fields trade and putting Monty on the bench, that's a swing of like 50 points.
He had the win.
So
he's like,
he could have
Danky, take
he
the
could
win
have crushed
from
me if he just. What's up?
He's like, here, Danky, take the win from me.
Yeah, and I mean, my team was fucked up this week. Vegas didn't have a QB, which that didn't happen till late. Deshaun Watson's out, so I had to scramble to pick someone off waivers. Pickens' quarterback gets injured. I should not have had a good week. I didn't have a great week.
Josh
Austin
Jacobs,
left it
Jalen
all.
Hurts. Your quarterbacks, dude. Look at your quarterbacks. Dobbs puts up 23. Hurts puts up 24. Jacobs puts up 24. That's all you needed. And you had Amon-Ra put up 14. You know what?
Yeah,
that's all you needed.
It's not all you need every week, but Finga again, he got 50 points. He got cute.
He should be able to rewrite the ship next week, getting David Montgomery back in there. But I'm worried about the loss of Justin Fields. His lineup, to me, it was scary with Justin Fields in there. Now it just looks like a team.
Yeah, I know. No, I thought Austin had one of the best teams. One of those teams that can just drop 140 on you.
And he was scared of
and
that.
now it's a little more boring. Why the fuck?
He was scared of that. He's like, Fields is giving me. He's like, Fields gives me 10. He's giving me 15. I'm like, yeah, but he could give you 30. And he couldn't wait for the 30. The other thing is, it's really hard to be in our thread, be a Bears fan, and have any Bears players. I think that's also very hard. It's like an extra tax because there's no other team in the league or players that are circumspect to such scrutiny.
Right. But it's warranted scrutiny. I mean, it's like the worst team in the league.
Mm-hmm. And so it's prone to overreactions to the point where Austin was sitting Fields on his bench. He's like, I can't even play this guy. I'm like, every fantasy guru in the nation has Fields in their top 10. What are you missing, Austin?
Yeah. I mean, there's something to be said for these stats overall usually correct. And you might get unlucky in the beginning, but just kind of keep your line. Don't change it insanely, because you could hurt yourself.
Well, look at our two teams that have done that. You got Tommy and you got Austin. Austin came out hot. Now that shot hopefully won't hurt him because Jared Goff was a top 10, and as a Detroit guy, or at least somewhat of a Detroit fan, Jared Goff was a top 10 QB last year, but still he's no runner.
No, I know. I like Goof, but he has Goof games.
Mm-hmm. Where do you see his range? Where do you see his points range? Again,
I think Bruce mentioned this. He's like a 15 to 24 guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Fields, he'll just get you 2 rushing touchdowns. He can get 33.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have Fields, but if you look at my quarterbacks, I have 3 of kind of the same guy. Hertz, Dobbs, and Watson, they all have that scrambling capacity. They all have that rushing touchdown potential.
Absolutely. They're all great fantasy quarterbacks.
That's what's really interesting here. I don't know if I want to say too much about my strategy, but I really want Watson to stay on IR this week.
Oh,
because
no. Yeah. You hold on
if
to
I
Dobbs.
if I could keep Dobbs there, I might be willing to trade him when Watson comes back, or I might trade Deshaun Watson because I fucking love Josh Dobbs.
I think you trade Deshaun Watson.
I think they're both about the same, honestly. I think they're going to get you between 18 and 25 points a game.
But here's the crazy thing. Dobbs has never started forever.
Well, I think Dobbs' legs are fresher, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah, he does have fresh legs, and not to mention he's got an offense that believes him, and they're punting Kyler, dude. There's no way.
There's something about him. He seems like a mopey gamer.
Yes. He's so mopey on the bench, and like he's not a leader. Like he's like one of those fake leaders. He's like one of those guys who comes to Hubble and you're like, yeah, and like he tries to be the leader, and you're like, yeah, all right, man.
Yeah, he's as tall as I am. It's like that guy can't lead a team.
Oh, you can be a leader that tall. You can be. Look no further than the New Orleans Saints quarterback, Drew Brees.
Fair. Okay, fair.
So you could be that tall, 5'9", and lead a team.
Yeah.
But
the one thing I'll say that's really, again, I can't get over how much I like Josh Dobbs.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his scores. He played Dallas and SF, arguably two of the best defenses.
Get rid of this guy.
17 and 23. They fucking beat Dallas. The Cardinals are weird. The Cardinals are weird spoilers. I think he's gonna tear the Bengals up. His schedule's not so easy, but if he stays, there's a lot. I mean, the Cardinals could get into shootouts for whatever reason. I think they're out here to spoil people's years.
It's interesting that he's like a backup that's been rehabbed, and it made me think about Seattle. And I saw a video of Seattle with Hasselbeck, and I was like, holy shit, and Matt Schaub, and I'm like, holy shit, Seattle just loves to take these backup quarterbacks and turn them into starting quarterbacks like Geno Smith.
I was about to say, I think Dobbs is going to have the year Geno Smith had last year.
It's looking like that. Not to mention he's got legs, so like the tape on him is coming out, and then like what happens when he doesn't throw, when he's not running it, he throws it to Marquise Brown, Hollywood.
That's what I was going to say. Elliott's got to start starting Hollywood because he puts up a minimum. He's got a floor of like 12, 13.
Let's move into Elliott's lineup. Elliott's lineup. Oh, he would not have won this week, but still, he's looking for his first win as well. But I think it's coming, especially with Devon Achane now there.
Yeah, but I would say Elliott put Hollywood in, especially next week.
Well, Debo might be out another week. We don't know what's going on there.
Or trade me Hollywood.
How do you feel about this Marvin Mims character? Have you heard anything?
I don't know anything about Marvin Mims.
Well, I've been hearing he's been big game potential. 113 yards, 73 yards in like 2-3 catches, like just small opportunity. And the eye test says he's the best wide receiver on the Denver Broncos. Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, they suck.
Yeah, but I don't like guys that get. Sorry, it's New York. Did you hear that siren?
No.
Okay, good.
Cool.
I don't like. I mean, I want targets. Get me 8 targets a game.
That's what makes me nervous about Gabe Davis, Danny. That's like when I'm playing.
That's why I don't like Gabe Davis that much. Like he has those weird 4-target games.
Well, he's not at. I think he did not had over 5 targets this season. Let's just take a look. Okay, 6 targets. Let's see. 7 targets one game, 4 targets, 4 targets, 3 targets. However, it's just about 10 points a game or 18 one game.
Right. I mean, the Buffalo is that high powered, but. Yeah, I'd like to see 7 targets. You know what I mean? Like that just makes it. I like that floor.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I like playing Ayuk, AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, they're getting those targets.
Oh yeah, those are great. Those are all great.
And then so it's coming down there. Let's move back over to multiple scoregasms here. Tajay Spears, Devin Achane, and he's got Cam Akers, who might be taking over for Madison because Madison blows.
Yeah.
So there's another starting running back that Elliott already has. Chuba Hubbard's taking over for Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders has a hurt rib as well. Josh Downs, droppable. But Marquise Brown might be having to get him in the starting lineup. I like that call there, Danny.
Yeah, Josh Dobbs has to throw to someone. Oh, he's got that rookie or whatever. There's another guy in the Cards that Dobbs has been throwing to a lot.
Oh, Wilson.
Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be on the waiver wire. I'm take a look at the waiver wire. The top performers last week were Komet, Michael Wilson of the Arizona Cardinals, and Jaleel McLaughlin of the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I like that Mike Wilson guy.
Curtis Samuel on here. I always like Curtis Samuel as a if you need a wide receiver 5, get Curtis on your team.
He's a boomer buster.
But that's what I'm saying, a wide receiver 5. If you don't have one on your team, like you need something like that. I mean, Jack might benefit from him. I mean, didn't he have crap?
Yeah, I mean, Jack also Jack's a gambler.
Oh, he's
Jack
got Robert
boomer
Woods,
bust guys.
Tyler Boyd, and Rashee Rice. Would you rather have Michael Wilson, Curtis Samuel, Braxton Berrios?
Braxton Berrios. I'd take anyone on Miami right now.
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, I had Braxton Berrios written down on my pre-draft, get this guy in the final rounds. I've always Braxton Berrios did amazing things on the Jets. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a good year.
That's a good shout. Now we're looking over at Goon Squad. Goon Squad getting his second win. He's already got a high score, and you look, 115 points. That's really good. That's a good score. Beat most of the teams in the week. Jordan Love playing well. Mac Jones putting up 0.7 and losing the trust of Bill Belichick.
Who's what?
Mac Jones lost the trust of Bill Belichick.
Oh, I think he's going to drop Mac Jones for sure. He's also in the quarterback hunt. This is crazy. It's really the McCaffrey edge. This is okay, Jake Elliott got 18. Barely anyone else on this team got over 10 points. But just you get a 45 for McCaffrey, it doesn't fucking matter.
Garrett Wilson might be figuring things out. I hear myself, by the way. Garrett Wilson might be figuring things out with Zach. Do you think that's going to become a thing, or is that more fool's gold?
I need another week or two.
Do you need
Garrett Wilson is a great receiver, but I don't. Garrett Wilson's a great receiver. I don't love. I don't know. It's hard to say. The Jets are just. I think they're going to keep breaking your heart this year.
That's the thing. Even if Trevor Siemian does come in and start, he's going to give it to Garrett. Garrett's the best guy on the team. He's going to find a way to get in Garrett's hands. But still, what is that production going to mean? Especially if teams are going to be able to key in on him.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I mean, I didn't realize Travis Etienne only got 8 points. He seemed to have a good game.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Ridley just had that one touchdown.
What do you think about Ridley? Do you think he's a wide receiver 1, or is he dropping down to wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 for you?
I don't know. The Jags almost feel like a budget version of the Bills, where they have a lot of guys that can score. Remember how what was his name last year? Isaiah something. No. On Buffalo last year. Whatever. They would just have these random, Khalil Shakir or whatever would put up 30 points. That's the same as whenever Zay Jones would put. Jacksonville, they have a lot of talent, and that's bad sometimes.
Mm.
Kirk's gonna get the ball, Ridley's gonna get the ball, Ingram's gonna get the ball. It's not like a Devontae Adams situation where you just know that dude's getting 15 touches his way.
I'm going back a game because you said the name, Kirk. What's going on with Kirk Cousins and Minnesota? I don't see them trade this guy.
I mean, it'd be funny if he went to the Jets. Actually, the funniest outcome would be to send Kirk Cousins to the Jets, and then he ruptures his Achilles the first drive.
It would be funny. My name's Bruce. Loses to the Walkers, 110 to 127. Bruce falling to 1-3. I mean, he might be the sharp in the league, but in fantasy, he's struggling.
Yeah, I haven't lost faith in Bruce. I think he's a smart manager.
He had a similar thing.
How did Jeffrey get points? Jeffrey keeps getting fucking points off the Cowboys.
You got to see how Bruce got points. Bruce got points like you got points with the Lamar Jackson, the running backs going off, and the quarterbacks going off.
Well, I love that model. I think that we are in Superflex, and QBs are insane values, and rushing QBs are insane values.
Yes, rushing
Bruce
QBs are the best.
He has probably the 2 best.
Yes, the 2 best.
So Kelly, I don't like. Well, Pacheco had a lot.
Nico,
I think he's got. I think
32.
he's got to figure out what to do with Higgins. But
Higgins is broken. Higgins broke his ribs, so
I
in
mean,
comes
just
Nico.
put Collins
In
in.
comes Andrews.
Andrews are. I mean, I like Collins
Both
too.
of them are coming in. I mean, like, you take Higgins out, you take Kelly out, and boom comes in Andrews, boom comes in Collins. His lineup's
Take out
set.
Olave, pick someone up. Yeah.
Yeah, leave Olave in. No, leave Olave in.
Yeah, probably.
But
Hold on, I'll be right back.
all right, take your time. Moving over to the walkers, it's appropriate that Danny walked away. It's Patrick Mahomes, dude, putting up only 13 points for the walkers. the Kermit McFraud, but having a bit of a questionable move there at the end of the game where he could have ran in for a touchdown, but still decided not to.
Mahomes should have had 11, but they had that like fake penalty on another one of his interceptions. It's bad quarterback.
Who's bigger fraud, Mahomes or Kelsey with Taylor Swift?
Oh, those two are not fucking.
You think is Kelsey gay?
No, but I don't think Taylor Swift is his type.
So they're just like they're not fucking.
No, I think it's like the NFL offered them each, like $20 million.
That's it.
To be like, just we want to bring more women into the league.
And it's working. I mean, it was like the weirdest marketing push.
Yeah, I mean, Travis Kelce dates like Ice Spice type women.
Ice Spice, like Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, that's his type.
And that rapper from Australia. Get that blonde girl's
Who?
name.
Iggy Azalea?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking
Yes, that is who.
Yeah, I think that's more his speed. I mean, whatever. In that one video, we don't even have to talk about this.
I feel like Taylor Swift's more Patrick Mahomes' type.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's so.
Now, Patrick Mahomes has sex with frogs. That's his speed. These are fucking weird.
Let's take a look at Jeffrey's team. Is Jeffrey's team's a fraud too? Because look, he gets 30 points from Nakua, 30 points from Richardson, and 30 points from the Cowboys.
No, but see, I think this is what I'm talking about this year. Jeff's been very good on the waivers.
Oh
like
my God.
Richardson is a late steal. Nakua is a great cat. Like in terms, if it's early to talk about who a league winner is, but it's possible Jeff has two of them.
And who? And name them.
Richardson and Nakua.
Oh, that's huge.
And then, I mean, if the Cowboys, I don't understand how the Cowboys D can keep this streak up, but they're like QB1.
They are. They really are. Look at them. 37 points one week, 17 points another week, 0 one week, and then 28 points. 17 points was like the word. If you count out the 0.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. And I mean, it's funny too if you think that Joe Mixon, Mostert, and Adams combined didn't score as much as some guy named Puka Nakua.
That is nuts.
Yeah, Jeff has a weird thing with tight end. He likes starting tight ends. Like he loves Evan Ingram. And I think that's one of the situations where Jeff's getting too cute.
Yes.
Start literally anyone on his bench would have been a better call than Hawkinson.
Because he made the fatal flaw of having a tight end on his squad in the first place.
I mean, if it's Sam Laporta or Travis Kelce, I'm just kidding. I mean,
they say that Hawkinson though was he was doing real well up until this point. 7 points. That's not great. 22 points. Okay, that's good. 9 points. Okay, that's good, but not great. Like I don't see why he's a must get in your lineup guy when you got D-Hop here, Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, I'd start any of these people over Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, listen, Jeff, you got a good team. Manage it correctly. Stop making weird trades.
What a week. Week 4 in the books, Danny. What do you think's gonna happen week 5?
Oh, I don't. What's the? Let's look at the schedule.
Let's go. Look at the schedule. It's so fun. Dude, this league is the best league.
Let's see.
Walkers.
So
I'm taking out the Power Walkers. Oh my! It's a battle. It's gonna be a battle.
Wow, grider fight.
Big old
wow, there's a double grider fight. Jay versus Austin.
Whoa!
Wow. This is a bit of a red wedding or whatever going on.
This schedule this year has been incredible.
Yeah.
It's been
Man, you
incredible.
know what? I think Goon Squad gets right. I think Goon Squad takes the fingers. You and your brother, I can't say.
Jeffrey's, he's dangerous. I gotta watch. I gotta watch out for him.
Yeah.
But oh, come on, let's go. If he's got Najee Harris in there, I might get Joe Mixon in there. Come on.
Actually, you know what, Jeff? Why don't you start T.J. Hawkinson again?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Right. I think so. Okay.
Devontae might be hurt. He might lose Devontae.
No,
for a week.
he came back, didn't he?
Yeah, but he might sit out a week to kind of get better.
I mean, I would love that because I have Jacoby Myers.
I love that too because he's no fucking Devontae.
Yeah. So I think at the end of week 5, Bruce is 3-2. Goon Squad is 3-2.
Wow, so you think Bruce goes on a 2-game tear? And who was the other one you said?
And Goon Squad.
And Goon Squad.
Oh no,
Goon
he
Squad.
can't. No, sorry. Bruce would be 2-3.
Oh wow. Because he's playing Squadgasms next week. Looks like he should have that.
Yeah.
Goon Squad versus Sharp Fingers. Oh, Sharp Fingers might have him, but
I don't know, man. We'll see. A Goon Squad's good at scoring points. I think if Goon Squad puts up 120,
you know who's
I think
gonna
Austin
lose
lost
next
some
week?
of his boom potential.
You know who's for sure gonna lose week 5? It's Swaggy
Did you say
Beef.
Tommy?
Yeah.
I really want Tommy to pull something out here.
He has lost both quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
Herbert and Geno Smith, both questionable, by the way, because they both got injured this weekend. And,
yeah, Jesus.
well, it's great that they're both going into buys. They need them. They need them bad. They actually, the timing for their quarterbacks is incredible.
I could see for whatever reason this being like a weird mud fight where it's like both the teams put up 85 and the team that puts up 87 wins.
Okay, I got a weird question for you, and I think that this has got to be a topic because Tommy might be in the quarterback situation. He might be. Geno Smith's only QB 23. And you got Sam Howell sitting here, who's QB 18.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you drop Geno
For Sam?
and just stream a guy and try to win this week? That's not a bad idea.
I mean, I think
if that happens, a lot of money gets thrown at Geno Smith.
Yeah, but he's sitting here at QB 23 is the shocking thing.
Yeah, but that'll correct. I think Geno ends in the top 15 minimum.
Or he becomes Geno Smith that we know and love. But I think he's closer to what we saw last year than what we saw in New York. I agree there.
Yeah.
But still,
that's
another guy. That's another guy in the QB sweepstakes. That's Swaggy. He's definitely got to be thinking about Sam Howell or Jimmy G.
I think he should do that. I think he should drop Geno, pick up a guy, and try to beat Zeke this week.
That will help him. Yeah, you know what? That's definitely what he's got to do. Zeke, let's see what he's got to do. Kelsey, Hill, Jerry Jeudy, he's set up.
He is, but let's see. Russ is playing the Jets. The Jets are going to kill him. Madison sucks. New England's going to be pissed against New Orleans. Kelsey's going to put up 30 on Minnesota. Minnesota sucks. Giants are going to... Oh, yeah. Actually, Zeke might have it.
Kelsey versus Minnesota, Hill versus Giants. Yeah, he might have that. Yeah. But still, Tommy's got to put up a fight. I still think you drop Geno. Go get one of these guys. Go get QB 18 for QB 23. Take the shot.
Yeah, it's better than... It's 15 points versus 0.
And you need to stack wins. And is Geno worth holding on to? Maybe, but maybe not.
I think Tommy can stick with the personality of aggressively dropping players. Just willy-nilly dropping guys.
And then
drop Geno, fuck it.
Oh my gosh, and then they'll go off. Danky Punch taking on Union Pure Machines. You're in a position of power here against Jack. Jack has been reeling with Chase just not playing well. But he's got Pollard and Williams. But Pollard's taking on San Francisco.
Yeah, and so is Prescott. I think San Francisco has Dallas's number. They're a real team. Cowboys are eternally frauds. I don't think those guys put up points. Waddle's probably gonna have a bounce back,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to figure out his quarterback.
For sure. And meanwhile, your side, Jacobs, Hurts, Connor, like that. Amon Ra. I don't know about Pickens, Jacoby.
I don't know about Pickens either anymore. I think what it's gonna come down to is if Watson stays on IR, I might put in McLaurin because they're playing the Bears.
Dobbs or McLaurin.
Dobbs or McLaurin.
Yeah.
But honestly, like if Watson gets upgraded to questionable, I think I'm not gonna change my lineup.
No, here's the thing. You can keep them through the week no matter what. You don't have to elevate them. The only time you have to elevate them is if you plan on making a roster move, in addition.
That's what I'm saying. So I just won't make any roster moves if Watson gets upgraded. But I hope he stays out.
Here's the other issue. Now this creates the extra wrinkle, and I think that Jeffrey did not have this wrinkle because his Richardson did not play. If Watson plays, you're going to have to cut a guy. You won't be able to do what Jeffrey did because that makes him ineligible to remain.
Oh no, James. Oh
on
no.
the IR.
Browns have a bye. Week 5.
Oh my goodness, you're huge. Oh, that's huge. Okay, you needed that.
Yeah. No, I like my setup right now.
You need Deshaun to be out this week, and that will help you. You need him to be out this week.
Yeah.
Because then that sets you up. That's nice. All right, looks like you're in position of power. Then we got Titties versus Jamaican Shamans. Shamans looking for their first win. Titties, I think they just got their second, so they'll be looking for their third win here.
Yeah. Man, Shamans, I think Shamans are gonna have fun with it.
This is gonna be a close match.
Yeah, this is like Bears Broncos.
That's more like Shamans versus multiple scoregasms.
Oh, scoregasms. Yeah, but it's still. I think Shamans has to do some creative stuff here because they're having quarterback troubles. They're having everything troubles.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely. Danny, it's been a blast. What's your words of wisdom for the week?
Make a good offer to me for Josh Dobbs.
Ooh, I mean, there's a couple quarterback teams out there that are desperate.
Or make a better offer to me for Deshaun Watson.
Danny's using the podcast to advertise.
He has to self-promote.
Plug his quarterback.
Yep. That's my word of wisdom. Those are the two best quarterbacks available. I got them.
Got him.
Fuck the waivers. Give me a wide receiver 2. I'll give you one.
You heard it, folks. All right, everybody. Kick that like button. Punt it. Subscribe for more Throwing Ropes. Thank you, Danny, for being our special guest. We'll catch you guys next week. Good luck, Week 5, UPBLers. Good luck, all you fantasy footballers. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, we good?